Happy National Fragrance Day, guys! So wear the fragrance you love the most today. Guess what? The 21st of March is also my name day. So we are celebrating Saint Clemence. In France, at least, you know. Coincidence? I do not think so. Today, I decided to talk about 10 fragrances that I have strong memories that literally changed my way of seeing fragrances, and just like little personal stuff that I'm gonna share today. Voila, very selfish video. Repetto the Eau de Toilette. Oh my god, I still love this Eau de Toilette so much. I think it's really underrated. If you love pear fragrances, like fruity floral pear fragrances, very powdery, you're gonna love it. And it has the best spray of the game. A cloud. I'm gonna spray that today, actually. It feels like very fun, bubbly, young. That was my first job in a perfumery store. I was still studying, and during weekend and holidays, I was working as the consultant for Interparfum, especially in the Sephora of my city. Interparfum has many brands, Mont Blanc, Repetto, Lanvin, and during that time, this fragrance was just launched. I have strong memory of it because I genuinely love the fragrance, so it was so easy for me to come to a client and be like, you're gonna love this, this is so cute. And he was selling like a little pain au chocolat. Babydoll. Oh my god, I love this fragrance. It's very unique to me because there's a strong pineapple scent and it's very sparkling, very vivid. Again, something that is very fun and bubbly. I can't even remember how old I was, but I was very young. And I was going to the dressing table of my mom, spraying all of her fragrance, putting all of her makeup and all of her hair products. And this fragrance was always on the dressing table. Strange that I don't really want kids nowadays, huh? YSL Elixir. This one literally changed my life because this was my first Beast Projection fragrance. It's a bomb of a vanilla fragrance and it's got a DNA that is very characteristic. Like you never smelled something like that before. Like there was a big trend in my school. All the girls were wearing that. We were all coming to class being like, hey, you're wearing Manifesto. So unfortunately I can't wear it anymore because I'm saving it, first of all, and also because I have really bad memories with it. I was with a mini dress in the middle of the night, running to go to my house, and it was raining. Really strong trauma after a fight with my ex-boyfriend that left me running in the dark alone with a mini dress in the middle of the night. Great. Number 5, yeah, I've got all the interpretation. I really love the Eau de Toilette, you know, because it's a little bit more woodier. The Eau Première is the most elegant and the Eau de Parfum the most classic. When I was a teenager, everyone was wearing like a more like funny, fruity fragrance, and me, I was like begging my parents to get a number 5. Went to a music festival with my friends and we went to eat the next day hangover to a McDonald's. And I destroyed this fragrance in the toilet of a McDonald's. The McDonald's smelled beautifully, and yeah, I was very embarrassed that day. Anyway, Bleu de Chanel, just because this is the fragrance I gifted the most to my ex-boyfriends. I'm so glad I didn't give them any Grand Soir by MFK. Aïe aïe aïe. Scherzo, Mille Harris, literally this. I was working for Chanel, I was a fragrance expert in Chanel. Beautiful Arabian beauty comes into the shop and she's smelling so opulent, rose, oud, sweet at the same time, but like all the Chanel store was fulfilled with this scent, and it's actually really difficult because we constantly spray fragrance. So this fragrance was going on top of everything, and I just asked her, please madam, like I'm sorry, I shouldn't ask you that, but what is your fragrance? The next day I bought the fragrance, and this is still my most complimented scent ever. It's not one of my favorite fragrance, definitely not, but I discovered Ariana Grande fragrances years ago, and this was just launched and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I bought it and then went to work, and then everyone asked me, oh, what did you buy? What did you buy? I said this, like it's amazing, like it smells quite luxurious actually for the price. Suddenly the next day, like few of my colleagues was smelling that. So I knew it because every time I was going to work I could smell cloud, which was the most un-Chanel thing to do. I regretted the decision of showing them what I bought this day. But the most important is that they were happy with their fragrance. Terre d'Hermes, the scent of my mom. The revelation for me, because I was like, this is a fragrance that suits my mom so much. Like, we can, as women, wear masculine fragrance, woody fragrance very easily. But only good memories with that. Vetiver, Guerlain, same vibe. A few years after, I was like, I think I can definitely smell like earthy as a woman and still feel very feminine. This is really the time where I started to be like, okay, I'm gonna have a lot of masculine fragrance because I think it suits me pretty well. It gives me attitude. Charlie Revlon. So I've got Charlie Blue, Charlie Red, definitely more wearable if you ask me. And Charlie Blue, that is a very aldehydic fragrance that is so powerful. Still wearing those from time to time, especially the red a little bit more, I have to say. I bought Charlie Blue when I got my bunny Charlie, that unfortunately passed away. Every time I see that fragrance and that name, I think of my bunny. Like, Charlie was such a very smart little boy. Like, we used to go like together bronzing at the park together. He would always stay next to me. Like, he had like a little leash, but I could remove it. He would always stay quietly and nicely next to me. If I was moving, he would follow me. You would call his name, he would come. He was a very smart bunny. He was also my first pet on my own because I just broke up with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I always wanted a bunny, which he always said no. So I got that bunny right the day after. Literally, we broke up. And I was so happy. So it kind of like, this bunny kind of healed me during the time I wanted. So I'm still quite emotional to talk about my rabbit. You're gonna think, so for some people it thinks it's a bit crazy to be so attached, but me, it wasn't like my kid, you know. Number 22, and something that every Chanel consultant should tell you with number 22, keep it in the box, because every time you put contact with the natural light, it transforms into an orange color. 22 is another version of number 5, a little bit more opulent, a little bit more mature, more florals, even more aldehydic. A few years ago, I was in an abusive relationship mentally and sometimes physically. So it was a very difficult moment for me, and especially because I stayed quite a long time with this person. I never really talk about it and try to, you know, don't say too much because I'm scared of consequences. You know, when people say, why don't women talk about those things? Because they're scared. Voilà. It's been years and years, so I can talk about it. I think I recovered, even sometimes it's a bit difficult. But basically my point is, I was just out of this relation, I got this fragrance, and I was wearing it when I needed confidence. To be honest, I had zero confidence at that time. Like, the person I was with, like, I just felt ugly, I just felt stupid. So I started to do like fragrance masterclass at that time. So I was spraying that all the time on me before class to get the confidence, because for me the judgment of others was so strong. I was quite weak at that time. I was lost, honestly. Like, so it might sound strange, but this was a bit my invisible accessory to be someone else. You know, now I feel myself, but you know, like when you low confidence, it's like fake it until you make it. This is what I did. I was spraying this fragrance. I'm a lady Chanel. I'm super confident and I know my fragrances. I want to share my passion. But it was really difficult for me to do that at the beginning. And this helps a lot. So I don't spray that often because it reminds me some memories. But when I spray, it's like confidence, you know. Royal Oud by Creed. No matter what you can say about the Creed house, this is one of the only fragrance, just a few fragrances, made me cry the first time I tried them. And this was on YouTube, actually. Cartier Baiser Vole. This is a little bit more fun. This fragrance is a lily scent. It's very classy, a little bit green lilies. I was doing my first internship in a perfumery store, and because I worked really well, my boss told me, oh, choose a fragrance. And I was torn between Coco Mademoiselle, to be like everyone. It was very popular, so I was like, I want to smell popular. And there was this one I really like that nobody knew about. Finally, at the end of the day, after tearing myself apart during the whole day, I was like, okay, I'm choosing this one. And this is where I decided that I'd rather smell unique than like the rest. Voila. Terracotta Guerlain, one of the fragrances I keep having in my collection since many years. This reminds me my summer holidays in Napoli and with my friends. It's the first big holidays, long holidays in another country that I took with my bunch of friends. And even though we had some drama, like we had so much fun, this fragrance was just the essence of a holiday, coconut, cherry flower. It's just so nice. We were by the pool all day. It always makes me think of Capri when I wear that. We were having champagne in the middle of the rocks. Like we were not rich, okay? Huh? We decided to have a nice time during our holiday, so we put all of our money into drinking champagne in the middle of Capri, you know. If you see my vlogs, quite often when I go back to France, this group of guys, because there's mostly guys in that group, it's like brotherhood. Like it's really funny. It's family. When I was a bit rebelling and not very close to my family, this was my family and still my family. So every time I smell that, I smell those holidays. L'Impératrice Dolce & Gabbana. This is a little bit sad. This was the fragrance of my dear friend Laurent. She passed away last year. It was, which she decided, it was a decision. Oh my God. It was her signature scent, so I bought that after her. It's a very soapy fragrance, but every time I smell that, I think of her. So that's why I feel like fragrances is so much more than one fragrance or stuff like that. Like it literally brings you back strong memories. Well, at least for me, like a lot of my fragrances have a special memories associated to it, and whenever I am wearing it again, I think about that. So I think about my friend. When I think about that, I really miss her a lot. But I'm only thinking about the good memories when I'm smelling that. Voila. Okay, I need to get myself back together. I'm fine. I am fine. Okay, guys, I want you to tell me memories with a fragrance that you have. Let's be a little bit more sentimental today. I want to read your stories. I always read all the comments. Even though I take a little bit of time to reply sometimes, I always read all the comments. So I would like to see your stories, seeing that I'm not the only weirdo. I wish you a lovely day. Happy National Fragrance Day and happy Saint Clemence to me again. Have a lovely day. Bye now.
T'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.